In at number 5, we have the Valley of the Four Winds. Now, I really like wide sort of open zones where no matter where you look, you can see quite far into the zone. And Pandaria in general has that, I feel, quite down. And just the really open farm fields, the lovely music that comes with it. Pandaria is just brilliant for the music. But the music that accompanies it, the zone's very open, wide. It's very bright colours, but not in a completely overwhelming, over-the-top way. And I just think it's a brilliant zone. In at number 4, we have the Jade Forest, also from Pandaria. This zone, and I think I speak for a fair few people here, it's a really, really ridiculously pretty zone. It has no right being as good as it is. It's massive, so it has a lot of variety, while still maintaining a very obvious Jade Forest theme. Just the villages that you can find scattered throughout it, and I just enjoy that it's a very dense forest that isn't completely cluttered. Something I think about Ardenweald, for example. It's a great looking zone, but it's too dense. You can't get a feel for the zone half the time. But then of course you have the music, and it's just so good. And number 3, Stormsong Valley actually was my favourite zone in the entire game for a very long time. Up until recently, Stormsong Valley just was my go-to, this is the shit zone. Much like the Valley of the Four Winds, big open farmland, super lovely. The music, again, is just so classy. But that's for all of Prettiest. Prettiest music is just crisp. It's just good, right? But again, you have the snowy mountains of Drustvar off in the distance, and just these lovely rivers and streams, and very sort of country English feel, which is exactly what Prettiest should feel like, in my opinion. Of course, you have the ocean off in the distance, you got the temple of the fucking hentai gods. It's great. It's really good. I just think it's one of those zones that, if you appreciate like a open, more down-to-earth style zone, it's just really good. Now, the top 2 here are in a league of their own to me, but that could be because they're new. But in at number 2, we have the Anaran Plains. Literally everything I like about the previous zones put into the new Dragon Isles, okay? Like, that's what I love. And the ability to fly around them properly and actually explore them is just fantastic. I can't wait until, well, hopefully, dragon riding becomes available in the old continents as well, because dragon riding through the Jade Forest is going to be mint. But the Anaran Plains are beautiful. The centaurs make up great sort of Mongolian-vibed villages. You know, just really, really pretty zone. There's swamp marshy areas. There's like a really cool emeraldy looking forest that looks a little bit like the Emerald Dream, a little bit. Off in one corner, you can literally again see the distant mountains, much like Stormsong. You can see the mountains of Thaldraszus and the Azure Span in the distance. And, you know, just the clouds. I mean, look at the clouds. They're just so good. There's the correct amount of variety in this zone to keep it fresh even when you stay in the same zone, but still enough consistency for you to remember, oh yeah, I'm still in the same zone, without having to check your map. And I think that's something that a lot of WoW zones potentially struggle with, and I'm really glad that they've definitely got that down this time around. All of the zones 100% feel very thematic to themselves, but still feel like they're a very connected sort of continent. In at number 1, we have the Azure Span. Basically Grizzly Hills, but Grizzly Hills on steroids, which I've never been someone who's absolutely gushed over the Grizzly Hills. The music is stunning, and it is a brilliant zone, especially for one that was made as far back as Wrath of the Lich King. But the Azure Span is just, it's juicy, it's thick, and I mean that genuinely. The zone is huge, and you feel it when you're flying through it. You can fly for so long and not even be halfway through the zone, but in a good way. It doesn't feel bloated. It feels like you are actually in a really, really big forest. And then they top it all off with the fact that half of the zone, well, a third of the zone, is all snowy. So it really has, like, Pocket Northrend vibes. You got the Tuskar, you've got ice elementals, you've got big frozen lakes that you can, again, fly over and soar over, and it's just, and again, the music. Like, I know there's a bit of a theme here about the music, but WoW just has really, really good music, dude. Like, it just hits everything in my brain perfectly. Yeah, just exactly right. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I'm so excited to be able to explore the Dragon Isles. I don't even care at this point if the expansion sucks, because I get to fly around these beautiful zones. It's a fine addition to my collection. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you found it even mildly entertaining, please feel free to subscribe and, even leave a like. It's completely free and it helps out the channel a pretty unreasonable amount, to be honest with you. It's almost not fair. That being said, thank you so much for giving me your time, and I will see you next time.